Live action adaptation. Why are they so hard to get right? Can they be done well, or is it impossible? Is there an actual curse upon these types of adaptations? I'm going to try to answer these questions to the best of my knowledge. Perhaps we can uncover the reason there is such a great divide between fans of the original adapted content and non-fans just coming in. Seriously, have you seen the comment sections under promos for these shows? Whew!
Why are you the way that you are?
At the end of this video, I will introduce to you my theory of what makes a good live-action adaptation, but first, let's talk about why people have such strong feelings to begin with, and also some common misconceptions. It is widely known that live-action versions of beloved anime and cartoons face immense scrutiny. Some commenters I've seen think that live-action shows from anime should not exist. They argue that the original will always do it better, and I agree with this for the most part. But then I realized something important about this new era of adaptations. When done well, these shows actually have value. They actually add something anime can't. What that value is exactly is broader than just the realism it brings. Live action has strengths anime does not have, and vice versa. And more on that later, but the realism alone stands out as a qualifier that live action has value. When you consider how emotions are automatically more relatable on a human level.
Go ahead. Tell me all about myself.
Clothing and locations are tangible and visceral, and at the end of the day, live action feels like the actors themselves could be your friends in real life. I think one of the contributing factors to all of the confusion and the back and forth about what's going on has a lot to do with misconceptions about the formats. What? One of the most common things I've seen is people asking the question, does live action need to be one-to-one to be good? A one-to-one recreation of the original story is actually impossible. The format is actually very different, which disqualifies it in the same way it would as if adapting anime into a puppet show, podcast, or novel. Live action does have similarities to anime, but it is a different beast entirely. The fact it can't be one-to-one does not actually give creative license to change the story. The only exceptions are those that have to do directly with format change, like condensing storylines for runtime, or cutting out forgettable side characters. Anime and cartoons aren't perfect, and often have filler episodes due to being a weekly format. Things like these are okay to change. My theory of what makes live action actually good. Number 1, it needs to be an objectively good show. An objectively good show will win our hearts, fan or non-fan alike. A show should not get a free pass for being based on a famous work and simply providing nostalgic throwback scenes. My commentary! We all know what goes into a good show, and if the writing isn't up to snuff, or whatever it is, the show does not get a free pass. I repeat, it does not get a free pass. In addition to being an objectively good show, it must fully understand the difference in mediums and lean into the strengths of its new format. We want equivalence, not exacts. We want relatable face expressions, not toon antics. We want to see something new, and we get that in the form of realistic equivalence.